difficult for me to imagine my life without cricket. If at all, then I can say tennis.
Not in the pool. If I somehow become an amazing golfer, maybe.
Cricket, without a doubt. I was a dire cricket fan.
I probably would be a batsman just because I like the idea of whacking the ball, you know.
My love is greatly for cricket. I love it more than what the more that you can feel.
Welcome to the special episode of Sports Zone. I am Isha Hanspal. Today we are going to showcase a few outstanding sports stars who are not just masters at the sport of their choice but could have had an alternative career in a completely different sport. We start off with 5 world famous cricketers who could have definitely earned a living even away from the cricket field.
Umpire not interested. Inzamam could be run out, and Jonty Rhodes has demolished the stumps, and umpire Bucknor has given him out.
Here is a man with legendary reflexes. Jonty Rhodes is probably the most electrifying fieldsman cricket has ever seen. As a youngster, Rhodes was also an accomplished hockey player. He was part of the South African squad that attempted but failed to qualify for the 1992 Olympic Games in Barcelona. He is one of the finest all-rounders the game has ever produced. Sir Ian Botham was the hero of England's incredible Ashes victory in 1981. And he was a match winner away from the cricket fields as well. Botham made quite a name for himself as a youth footballer. Beefy managed 11 appearances as a non-contract player for Scunthorpe United between 1979 and 1984. Here is another English cricket legend who was an equally big football star. Dennis Compton played as an Arsenal winger for his entire career and won the English League in 1948 and the FA Cup in 1950. He played in 12 wartime matches for the English football team but was never officially capped. Some felt he couldn't play the bouncer, others swore that he was God on the offside. Yet no one can dispute that Saurav Chandidas Ganguly was one of India's most successful captains ever. But a young Ganguly was keener on playing football. Dada represented St. Xavier's College, Kolkata in football with distinction. The Prince of Calcutta gave up football and turned to the game he would eventually rule. He is the poster boy of modern-day India. Mahendra Singh Dhoni has won everything that can be won in the game of cricket. But what is even more striking is, Dhoni might have become a top-grade football goalkeeper had he not traded the goalkeeper's gloves for the wicketkeeper's ones. India's captain Cool's keeping skills between the posts had prompted his coach to ask him to don the cricket keeper's gloves. And the rest, as they say, is history.
The West Indies have a rich history of producing world-class fast bowlers in cricket, but recent times have seen this list dry up. But what if the next great West Indian bowler was to go by the name Usain Bolt or even Johan Blake? Sample this. The sprint champions used to dream of playing cricket for the West Indies. That should be pretty awesome according to me.
They are the fastest men on the planet. Jamaicans Usain Bolt and Johan Blake share more than their common passion for running. They train together, hang out together, and believe you me, for both, athletics wasn't the first love.
Cricket, without a doubt. I was a dire cricket fan.
My love is greatly for cricket. I love it more than the more that you can feel.
They wanted to live the great Caribbean dream of playing for the West Indian cricket team. 6-time Olympic medalist Usain Bolt's journey to greatness actually started on the cricket field.
I was actually pretty good. I used to open. My best friend Eugene Walker was the opening batsman.
I used to be a fast bowler to run in, and my coach sat back and said, you know what, you should try track and field.
As a youngster, Usain Bolt rooted for the Pakistan team, mainly because of his hero Waqar Younis was playing for them. The cricket bug has apparently never left him. Bolt is good friends with West Indian batsman Chris Gayle. Before taking on his friend in a charity match, Lightning Bolt sounded as bullish as ever.
I know how to out Chris. I know where not to bowl him. I know how to bat corner one. So it should be easy. Should be easy enough. I'm a very smart young man.
Quite modest as well. So how did he fare? Bolt castled the man who has terrorized bowlers all over the world with his slam bang style. And Bolt even gave his good friend a send-off. The Jamaican sprinter was in talks to play in the last edition of the Australian Big Bash T20 Cricket League, but he seems to have fallen out of love with the gentleman's game.
I love football so much. I think cricket is still great, but I think they're trying to change it too much. They've put in so many rules.
Now Usain Bolt wants to go a step further. He wants to play for his favourite club, Manchester United. He has already received a United jersey, and Sir Alex Ferguson has promised him a starting spot in a friendly. If you thought Johan Blake's sole purpose in life was to wait for Usain Bolt to retire and to take over the throne of Sprint King, you're wrong. Bolt's training partner has backup plans.
Well, I'm a man of surprises. I always tell you guys, you know, I like to surprise people.
The man fondly referred to as the Beast wants to play professional cricket. He too was in talks about a Big Bash contract. Last year, when he was asked how he was preparing for the London Olympics, he stumped everyone.
Well, I don't really think about it. You know, I spend my time watching cricket during the Olympics, you know.
Maybe that's why he came second best at the Olympics, even though he beat good friend Bolt at both 100 meters and 200 meters at the Olympic trials. In fact, just a few minutes after completing his 200-meter silver medal run at the London Olympic Stadium, Blake hit Indian journalists with a barrage of cricket-related banter. He said, and I quote, "Of course I'm faster than the Indian bowlers. They're not that quick. They're bowling like 87 to 88 miles per hour. I'm bowling 90-91, so I'm strong. I know I'm very fast. Once I get the chance to play, I can even get Sachin out, you know, and Virendra Sehwag. So I know what I can do. Sometimes I even swing the ball." Well, that's a tall claim for sure, but he isn't all too bad either. In a charity cricket match, Blake hit a monstrous six that crash-landed into the windshield of a car. The 23-year-old was also given the honour of ringing the bell at the home of cricket in a test match between England and South Africa in Lord's last year. Imagine if they really do turn out to be as good as they claim to be. Usain Bolt and Johan Blake are superstars on the track. But if given the opportunity to play against some of the world's top cricketers, they would happily swap their running shoes for bats and balls.
Time to dive into a quick break here, but we will find out what Sachin Tendulkar and Roger Federer have in common on the other side. Stay tuned.